Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and outstanding sponsors who make these live presentations possible. I'm Jim McCoy with Mark McLemore and David Alvarez, coming to you live from Lithia and Driveway Field number 10 in Medford, Oregon, and we thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the Lithia Superstore pregame show, powered by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon, featuring the Cascade Christian Challengers on homecoming night versus the Phoenix Pirates, a team we're used to seeing compete in the 4A, but dropping down to the 3A level this year while they rebuild their programs. We're pleased to bring you this game on TableRockSports.net in partnership with the Grace Cascade Christian School District and our sponsor business partners. Joe Brett is the executive producer for this event. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support. Please help Table Rock Sports by subscribing to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, search Table Rock Sports and click on the red subscribe button. And thank you if we already have. We're moments away from game time, big night. And you kind of think back in the day, and I know I have to think a lot harder than I used to, but homecoming week, it's a big deal. It's one of those weeks where it doesn't matter whether you're a band kid, if you're an athlete, if you're on the Brain Bowl team or what have you. It's like the whole school just kind of comes together as one in a spirit of celebration. And what a wonderful time it is homecoming tonight for Cascade Christian. And of course, typically, if you're the opposition, you just get to stand and watch. And I'm sure in Phoenix's case, say, well, we get to enjoy some of our own here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's always exciting for the kids to have homecoming and to play a football game as part of it and all those kinds of things that lead up to it. And to see the excitement around it. And we're seeing a little bit of that tonight. There's quite a few fans in the stands. Should be a fun night for football, for homecoming. And I'm sure the kids are looking forward to it. The game will be an interesting one as well. I don't know for how long, but we'll stick with it however long it goes. The Challengers come in with a record of 5-0 and have done a pretty good job of taking care of business so far in the season. Really haven't, the closest game so far for the Challengers has been that one they had last week where they won 49-10. So they haven't really been challenged this year. And Phoenix, unfortunately for them, they've had a rough season so far. They're 0-5, and I don't think they're going to do much against the Challengers tonight. It'll be interesting to see if they can, figure something out.
Coming back to the brink, it's really weird to think how time flies. You think 2 years ago we were just on the heels of the Almeida fire.
Yep.
And think about how many people, I know kids who play on this team. I know their families. I know their homes burned down during that period of time. So you had that cataclysmic event. You had probably families that were living in Phoenix or Talent one day, and they found themselves living in a hotel in Medford or Central Point. And
and then they had COVID, too. COVID didn't help, I'm sure, as well. So, yeah, the cards are kind of stacked against them. They're still trying to recover from that, obviously, from those things that happened down there. And the football team has had a rough season so far, and the Challengers have had a great season so far. And so this matchup is not probably going to be much on the football field. So I think the homecoming, as you mentioned before, is probably going to be the excitement of the night.
It'll be the excitement of the night. It'll also be interesting to see how the Challengers handle the absence of a few key players on the team. We'll get more into that later. We're going to take a break right now, and when we return, we'll bring you the Bills Glass Coach's Corner, and that will follow these messages on TableRockSports.net.
New phone?
Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. It was great to have so many different options.
New and current customers can get any phone from any brand free, only at US Cellular.
New and current customers get any phone free at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bills Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bills Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bills Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Getman. Coach, your team is 5-0 right now. They've got after it right at the opening whistle against Douglas up until now. Not just winning football games, but playing in dominating fashion. When you think about where you started from until where you are at today, talk a little bit about the progress of the team.
We're pleased with where they're at. You come into the season with pretty high expectations, bringing back 9 out of 11 starters. So not surprised by what they've done on the field. For us, the big part right now is just kind of trying to get healthy. We got a number of kids that have been out. And so just working through that, and then just, practice habits, really emphasizing the importance of every day showing up and giving max effort. And pleased with what the kids have done with the work ethic that they've shown, but, really trying to push them to perform even better, especially on the practice field.
Well, and one of the things that impresses me, you mentioned the injuries, so that has given some guys maybe a chance to shine in some roles that weren't anticipated maybe back when things got started in the summer. But I guess that kind of leads me to my next question, and that's just one of the things that impresses me about your team. Maybe 39, 40 guys doesn't sound like a huge team, but on the other hand, it just looks like you have depth everywhere.
Yeah, we have 10 seniors and we have 10 juniors, and so you got 20 kids that have been in the program, for 4 years, 3-4 years, and so they know, the expectations, they know different roles, and now we're putting them in different places. We have some sophomores that have been able to help out as well, and so when you have kids that have been in the program as long as they have, they kind of conform to the expectations that have been placed upon them, and so that's what's been really good, and that's what you're looking for is and it's good to see. It's not what you plan, with injuries, but it's good to see different kids step up and give them opportunities, and then it develops confidence, and when they play confidently, they perform well.
Well, and it seems like every team has its own character. You've talked about teams kind of having their own identity. Now, I know you didn't graduate a ton of players off of last year's team, but this team is a little bit different, and some of the leadership will look a little bit different. Talk about the identity of this year's squad.
They're kind of a goofball. They really like to have fun. Whereas other teams would be more quiet in their preparation and focus. They kind of like to listen to music. They kind of like to be loose, and so it's kind of playing, letting that personality come out while also controlling their emotions. We've had some issues with some unsportsmanlike stuff, and so that stuff can't happen. Go and enjoy it. Have that personality play, but do it with your teammates. Don't worry about the other team. Don't focus on that stuff. And so they definitely have they're a confident group of kids, and just learning that to understand that where humility needs to play the part as well. But yeah, they're loosey-goosey, like to have fun.
Well, who are some of the leaders on this year's team?
I think it really starts up front. I would say that Liam Bonatti, Daniel Nearing, Jackson Turry, Cole Shields. The seniors have they tend to people follow after the seniors, and so we have 10 seniors. Keith Reed has been, Tyler Almacy, Brody Sample. Those guys are all it doesn't really fall on one guy. Tristan Wallace really provides the energy in practice, and so with him being out, other kids have had to supply more energy. But it really doesn't fall upon one guy, which is good. You need multiple guys willing to step up. But the more vocal ones, Tristan is definitely one that wants to and is willing to say things. So, but yeah, that whole senior class is pretty good. They're kind of tight knit. They do things together, and so each one of them contribute in different ways.
Now tonight's homecoming. Big game for the fans, for alumni, for everybody who will be in attendance. You'll be taking on the Phoenix Pirates. Now, this is a team in a rebuilding mode. I don't think that's any great secret. But what are you anticipating from them? And maybe more than anything else, what is your game plan for this evening in terms of the things that you would like to accomplish this evening?
Well, they're formation driven. So when you see a certain formation, there's an expectation of what they're going to do out of it. And so taking away what they want to do, whether it's a passing game or a run game, we certainly need to take away from that. But for us, the big thing is coming out and playing with energy, not looking at your opponent of whether they be a Phoenix team that's 0-5 or a team that's 5-0, and then making your decisions based upon how hard I'm going to play based upon their record. And so, I expect our kids to come out, play with a lot more energy, practice. What's been emphasized in practice is just practicing fast, getting after it. And so that's what we're looking for. Play with lots of energy, play with lots of excitement, and enjoy the night.
All right. And then finally, one thing, maybe just talk about, I hear one thing about carry the boats that seems to be kind of resounding through some of the things on social media and stuff like that. Maybe just one final thought in terms of some of the things that you as a coaching staff are trying to impress upon these young men.
It's just they've come up with the carry the boat thing, but it's really pushing the boundaries of what you can do as a team, as far as how good can you be. That's a choice only, and that's really only known by the team itself. And you're trying to push it each and every week of how good you can be, how well can you execute day in and day out on offense and on defense, and really looking to push that boundary every day within yourself to get better, to improve. Our tendency, you get halfway through the season and you want to just kind of slack off. You want to take the easy route. And so it's really teaching these kids to push themselves each and every day, and that the battle that they're going to fight the most comes from within. It's not an opponent. It's not a Phoenix. It's not any other team that you face. It's yourself, because you will quit a lot sooner than any other opponent will. And so, really that's the battle that they fight, and that's what we talk to them about each every day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Challengers head football coach John Getman. Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more following these messages on TableRockSports.net.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind, or discovering a place that feeds your hunger, where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore? So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s, or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Okay.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Lithia Driveway Field, number 10, Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore as we get set for the beginning of the game. David Alvarez providing the shots, letting you get a window into what's going on out there. The opening toss has been handled. The Pirates won and have decided to defer to the challengers. And Mark, getting right into this game, we'll be talking about it some throughout the night, but there's some key players banged up for Cascade Christian. But I suppose on the flip side of that is what that means particularly maybe for a young man like Bryson Jackson or Ashton Moody playing on the defensive side of the ball, it's opportunity.
It absolutely is, and it's good to see the depth the Challengers have, and for the kids to get an opportunity to start. Some of these kids that haven't started this year at different spots than they've been at, like you mentioned Ashton Moody starting at linebacker tonight, who's typically been the quarterback so far this year, and obviously Keith Reed coming back from injury I think they'll be splitting some duties tonight at quarterback, and Ashton Moody will be playing some linebacker. So when you have a smallish team like the Challengers do, he mentioned it, 10 juniors, 10 seniors. Yeah, sometimes you need those guys to step up and do extra things.
Omar Mendoza kicking it off for the Pirates, and falling on it on midfield was a guy that whose number we'll be calling a lot more this evening, Bryson Jackson.
Well, and he was awake. That's what you got to be on those first kickoffs. If you're the middle guy like that, you got to be ready for that onside kick, and he was, and he stepped up and pounced on it and gives the Challengers excellent field position at the 50-yard line.
And we'll give you the Challengers starting lineup right after this first play from scrimmage. Ashton Moody at quarterback, Cameron Ragu, single setback for the Challengers as they come out with a 4-receiver set. In motion is Tyler Almacy, who was out last week. Hand to Ragu on the first play from scrimmage. Gets tripped up a little bit, but keeps his feet, stays on his feet, gets across the 25-yard line down to the 24. So let's meet that starting lineup for the Challengers. Starting at quarterback, Ashton Moody. We just saw Cameron Ragu, sophomore running back. Receivers, Brody Sample, Peyton Maurer, Tyler Almacy, and Christopher Freilich. On the line, Jack Nips, Bryson Jackson, Daniel Nearing, Liam Bonatti, and Jackson Turi.
So a nice 25-yard, 26-yard run there to start the game for the Challengers, and they're down near the 20. Looks like about the 24-yard line, 1st and 10.
Got a man in motion. That'll give us trips to the left. Moody's going to go ahead and throw over to Almacy, third leading receiver on the team. Gets blocking. He crosses the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Challengers.
24 yards out. A nice little screen pass there to Almacy for the touchdown.
So Cascade Christian on the board first.
Just like that, 2 plays, 50 yards for the Challengers, and they're on the scoreboard. A nice job that time of blocking out in front. Now, that's one thing. If you're a receiver for the Cascade Christian Challengers, you got to be able to block. Some nice blocking by those receivers that time. Freed Almacy up for the touchdown.
Point after attempt. Mason Hoffman. That one off to the right. No good. We will pause for messages. The Challengers jump out early with a fast drive that puts them on the board. We'll be right back following this 1-minute timeout.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Challengers out front on the touchdown pass from Ashton Moody to Tyler Almacy. Picking it up off the turf, Alberto Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets it up to about the 29-yard line. In on the stop for Cascade Christian. And that is number 11. Turn my head for a second.
I don't have an 11 on
I didn't think I did either. Well, we'll meet the starting lineup. Actually, the offense for the Phoenix Pirates. Let's go ahead and meet them now. Quarterback is Julian Montez. He'll be joined in the backfield by Jair Ramirez and Hayden Hicks. Receivers in the pro set are Shane Gordon and Jackson Selden. Tight end, Sidney McQueen. The lineman, Aaron Clark, Nathaniel Tom, Corey Cunningham, Omar Mendoza, and Eric Rangel.
And there's a fumble, Jim.
Fumble on the play.
Recovered by Cole Shields.
And it's recovered by Cole Shields. So the Challengers get it right back.
Yeah, unfortunately for Phoenix, that handoff the mesh point, that didn't look like the quarterback quite got to the mesh point to hand it to the running back, and unfortunately it went off of his knee and hit the turf, and the Challengers pounce on it. But I guess Phoenix pounced back on it. No, the Challengers got it. Never mind.
All right.
Just they're in a weird set. I didn't recognize.
Throwing us a little different look tonight. Yep. Ashton Moody on first down, looking right, looking long. He's got a man.
Oh.
And through the hands, it looks like the intended target there, if I'm not mistaken, is Peyton Maurer.
Yeah, I think he must have looked in the lights right there, because it looked like he looked up and went right through his hands. Brody Sample, actually.
All right, so that'll bring up a second down and 10. I got to rely on my crack staff of sleuths here to find out the mysterious number 11. Hey, Jack, could you do me a favor, run downstairs, find out who's number 11? Number 11? Yeah. Thank you. On second down, the Challengers running upfield, running it in. Cameron Ragu.
Nice hole opened up by the offensive line, and Ragu cuts it to the right side and all the way into the end zone from the 30-yard line. So touchdown Challengers just like that.
We'll show you the replay here, and Ragu coming in with 499 yards rushing on the season. And he hits there, gets some good blocking, makes a nice cut. Averaging 14 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Kind of brings back memories of Brandon Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Hall.
Ah, you know who it is. It's a new player. It's Drew Hall.
Oh, okay.
We had heard that
Drew was going to play.
Yes. See some time as slot receiver. Of course, I know that Coach Brian Morris and the staff really looking forward to his addition to the state championship team as they look to try to repeat this year.
Yes.
Scamper up the middle by the Challengers.
Keith Reed, the ball carrier.
Keith Reed coming in. And the two-point conversion is good. So first quarter play, 10:51 to go. Challengers up early, 14-0. We'll be right back after we take this quick timeout.
We would like to thank our 2022-23 presenting sports.
Dear Dad, today was hard. You know how much I love you, and you know how much I love sports. I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports, I love to play, and I love my team. I want us both to enjoy the game, win or lose. But we can't if you always lose your temper. I hope you can cheer for me and the other players. It's about more than just the score. It's about us all enjoying the experience. I hope you can join me for my next game. I really want you to be there. Love, Katie.
Kick is fielded by number 10, Julian Montez.
The quarterback ends up on the ball, Julian Montez, and the Pirates get it as they look now at a 1st and 10 to try to see if they can't come up with an answer. And speaking of answers, had Jack LaValle, who we'll see at halftime as we do the homecoming ceremony. Jack did a little bit of research for us. New Cascade Christian student Drew Hall, who's a sophomore at Cascade, has joined the football team, and Jack all looking spiffy. I want to remind you folks that we are going to stream the halftime homecoming ceremonies this evening. So for all of you who have people on the court, the members of your family like Jack, we'll be covering it for you. So make sure you have that smile ready. You got your teeth brushed, got everything all the hair. Good job.
Brings the ball out to the 47. Tyler O'Macy on the stop.
So the Pirates.
Ramirez there on a 5-yard run up the middle for the Pirates.
So let's start out on a positive note here. Turnover on a fumble leading to the second touchdown of the game. Pirates kind of have that old school pro formation that they go to most.
And they basically do that because they want to run the ball kind of off tackle from what I've seen so far. First couple of plays anyway.
Jair Ramirez with it.
Back to the 45-yard line.
Ramirez, 5'8", 180-pound senior. And then let me see here. Let's give you that Challenger defense. Kind of a different look tonight as far as the Challengers is concerned due to injury. Jackson Turi, Daniel Nearing, and Liam Bonatti up front. Brody Sample. We'll also see Ashton Moody, Cole Shields, Bryson Jackson, linebackers, Luke Wilson, Cameron Ragu, Peyton Maurer, and Tyler Almacy. And a sack on the quarterback coming in and mowing him down. Brody Sample from his linebacker spot to bring up a 3rd and long. Actually, I should say a 4th and long.
That brings up 4th down.
Yeah, nice job by Brody on the blitz off the edge. And he drops him for about a 10-yard loss. And all of a sudden, it's 4th and quite a long ways now for Phoenix, and the punt team's out.
I tell you what, this game's going so quickly, you're not even getting a chance to get our bearings set.
Tyler Almacy and Brody Sample.
Tyler Almacy and Brody Sample standing back at the Challengers' own 40-yard line. They'll await the kick halfway through the first quarter. Kicking it away, Sean Donahue. And kind of a short kick. It'll end up landing just short of midfield.
Ball is down.
Yeah, Challengers take over with great field position again at the 47-yard line, and the Challengers have been on the front foot since this one started with a couple of quick touchdowns.
We haven't seen much of them, but here we go. Keith Reed returning for the Challengers at quarterback. It looks like we're expecting about every 2 series he and Moody will trade off. That Reed coming off the elbow injury that sidelined him for the early going in the season, got in for a couple of series last week, and gradually, slowly but surely, seeing more action. Reed throwing on the run, in and out of the hands of his intended target, looking for Christopher Freilich, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, the Challengers with good field position on each of the drives they've had so far. This is being the 3rd one. The first 2, well, the first one up from the 50, the second one from the Phoenix 30 after the fumble, and they have 2 quick scores on the board here with 8:20 to go in the first quarter, and so far kind of running on all cylinders.
Trips in tight to the right. Reed going to drop back, looking to throw, completes the pass to Luke Wilson. Wilson has running room thanks to some good blocking. And then he lets his legs do the rest, and it looks like a Pirate defender trying to wrest it away from Wilson.
Yeah, nice blocking by the lineman down the field that time, getting out in front of Luke Wilson, and he picks up a huge gain for the Challengers. So he gets clear down to about the 23-yard line, which makes it a
first down from the 28-yard line.
30-yard gain.
So 1st and 10 for the Challengers down at the 23 of Phoenix. Empty backfield. Reed's going to take off and run with it. Shades of what we saw last season against Sutherland. And he'll run it down to the 10-yard line where it looks like he should have enough for another Challenger first down.
And he picks up about 13 yards on the keeper right up the middle. And I don't think that was a design run, but looked like it just kind of opened up for him.
Well, you talk about decision making, recognition, and it was, if that wasn't the call, he saw the opportunity, and it was a good decision.
Yeah, he took it.
Reed, once again, empty backfield, dropping back, looking to throw, looking to the end zone. He finds Ragu, touchdown, Challengers.
For a touchdown to Cameron Ragu.
Yeah, just a little seam throw right there for 10 yards and a touchdown. Just like that, the Challengers back on the board. Nice throw by Keith Reed right to Ragu, and a little seam route from his slot. They kind of had him out at the slot position that time, and he catches it for a touchdown.
Yeah, Reed out of the empty backfield set. And for a moment, you have to account for the possibility he'll run, but Ragu providing a nice tall target. Point after attempt by Mason Hoffman. That one a no-doubter.
That one looked a lot better.
And now Challengers lead 21-0 here in the first quarter of play. Let's take a quick timeout. When we return, we'll have more homecoming football action here on TableRockSports.net.
Since 1983, Wilson Equipment is a proud supporter.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Mason Hoffman set to kick off.
Mason Hoffman getting ready to kick it away for Cascade Christian, leading in the ball game 21-0, and we're just halfway through the first quarter of play. Hoffman, his stock and trade has been those high end-over-end kicks there, though, fielded well by the Phoenix Pirates, and getting a little bit of running room and taking it up across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, nice little return that time by Phoenix, and sets them up with some nice field position at the 35, and the Challenger defense back out on the field. And it is a little weird to see Ashton Moody out there at linebacker.
That's for sure. That's for sure. But, you think back to last season, particularly against Junction City.
Yes.
And their victory there, that he played a huge role in that game. And
with having Brandon Van Wert, who's the leading tackler on the team, out, I'm sure they can use his expertise in there.
Absolutely. Well, again, it's always nice to have some of that depth and that experience that Coach Getman was talking about. 1st and 10 for the Pirates.
And guess who's making the tackle right there?
Cody Martin, the ball carrier.
Ashton Moody right there on the stop.
So now I hadn't forgotten how to do this job. And typically, your starting quarterback, you're going to see a less or maybe virtually no action on the defensive side of the football. Small schools, you might see a little bit more, but historically, usually the Challengers with at least enough depth that whoever is the starting quarterback doesn't see much of the field on the defensive side. Unless his name is Keegan Shawn, and then you have a completely different proposition on your hands.
Yeah, he's tearing it up right now up at George Fox, by the way.
Well, and he just lived for playing on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep, absolutely.
He basically told anybody before he went to college, don't even think about asking me to play offense. If that's what you want, I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
And doing a great job there, and then running with the football there. Hayden Hicks. Nice pickup to give a 3rd and manageable. Give Coach Michael Robinson the second opportunity to gives him more options in his playbook.
Yep. 3rd and short now for Phoenix.
And once again, they'll go to their fullback.
Hayden Hicks on the carry.
Hayden Hicks, 5'7", 150-pound fullback.
Jackson Churi and Ashton Moody.
Just can't get any forward momentum. Of course, when you have Terry in your way and Ashton Moody, that kind of gums up the works a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so far 6 carries for Phoenix since that big quarterback sack for 0 yards in this one. And it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Out of the shotgun.
No, are they going to call an offsides on the challengers? Or a false start? Let's see what they got here.
And in there for the Pirates at quarterback is Hunter Everhart.
And they are going to call offsides on the challengers, which it's going to give Phoenix a 1st down. Their first of the game.
See defensive coordinator Mike Sean.
Correction.
Oh, never mind. It's a false start.
All right.
Yeah, I think they changed their mind on that, or maybe the referee just didn't signal it correctly initially. And so
now we have a changing of the guard at Phoenix. It looks like now they're going to get ready to kick it away.
They're going to punt it. They thought they were going to get the 1st down, but nope, they're going to have to punt.
So with the 5-yard penalty, it'll bring up a 4th down and 8. Almacy and Sample back to receive for the challengers.
Tyler Almacy and Brody Sample deep to receive.
Getting a boot on it, Carl Sabota.
And Almacy, I think, is going to want to check that again next time and get that hand up and call for a fair catch, as that one goes through his hands. And luckily, someone there, I think Luke Wilson, to fall on top of that one.
You know, it's interesting for me for the challengers. If there's a ball on the rug, there's usually 2 guys I can count on to be around the ball. One of them would be Cameron Ragu with 5 fumble recoveries, and another one would be Luke Wilson.
Yeah, and Luke right there to jump on that one and keep the challengers with the football.
So 1st down and 10 for Cascade. Ragu has running room to the right. And he gets that ahead of steam. You just can't stop him. He just continues to motor up the sidelines. A little shake and bake there down to the 35 of Phoenix. Another big 1st down run for Cameron Ragu.
Yeah, he picks up 29 yards on the run. And, boy, you talked about his 14-yard per carry average. He's improving that right now.
Brings back memories of the days of Brandon Williams for the challengers.
Oh, yes, exactly.
I think his senior year, 18 yards a carry.
Yeah.
1st down challengers.
I don't know that we've had a back quite this dynamic. We've had some good ones since the days of Brandon Williams. But Ragu's right in there.
Well, and he's got the whole package. He's 6'3" and he's got speed. And they're going to call him down.
Cole Shields carrying the football. Challenger faithful, they're kind of thinking maybe that whistle came in a little bit quick.
No, they're going to mark it clear back. Wow.
Shields brought down for a loss.
I don't know about that. I mean, even if the knee came down, I don't think it was that far back. But they're going to call it a loss of 4.
Brings up 2nd down.
So that'll be a 2nd down and 14 for Cascade Christian. Cole Shields.
Good to see Keith Reed back out there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now another empty backfield look. And now Ragu getting ready to check back in.
And the challengers with not the right people on the field.
So it looks like a little bit of the crossing of the wires there. So a timeout called by Cascade Christian. Thanks to our sponsors for powering our live high school athletic streams, including our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. Also, thank you to our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, with 7 locations to serve you.
Yeah, so a nice fast start for the challengers tonight, not unlike what they've been doing all season. In the first quarter, they have been very dynamic this year, and now to a 21-0 lead here against Phoenix as well. And, you know, the one thing that I got to say, Jim, is it looks at going forward in the schedule. If you look at who the challengers have left to play, they have, a good setup, I guess you would call it, before the end of the season, where next week they have they have Lakeview, who's a team that's a little bit better than what we've seen so far. Then they have St. Mary's, who's even better, I think a little bit better than Lakeview. And then, of course, South Umpqua. So their games are ramping up in difficulty as they go forward from here.
Well, I was going to say, other than the injuries, the challenge for Cascade is they really haven't faced any adversity this year.
That's exactly right, and that's why it's going to be interesting to see how these next few games play out.
Brody Sample going to take it on the sweep. And he'll work his way just outside of the 30-yard line. So that'll bring up a third down and about 6.
Challengers over 100 yards rushing now unofficially on this one, just over. And about 64 yards passing here in the first quarter to go with that 100 yards rushing.
Trips to the left. Reed hands the ball, motoring up the middle for Cascade Christian.
There's Ragu.
Cameron Ragu, and that gaudy yard per carry average just keeps going.
Yeah, he does a great job of picking his way through traffic all the way down to about the 8-yard line.
So that'll bring up first and goal for Cascade.
23 yards on that carry.
Knocking on the door here with 3:05 left to go in the first quarter of play. Trip receivers out to the left. Reed dropping back, rolling to his right, looking for a man, and we have flags on the field.
Yeah, I think they're going to call a holding in the backfield there, I think. We'll see what we got. Yep.
Right you are. And so this will
first penalty of the game against Cascade.
Add a little degree of difficulty, if you can say that.
Well, it certainly will, because it's going the flag's down at about the 14-yard line. Remember, it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it's going to go all the way out to the 25-yard line, basically, the challengers. Now first and goal from the 25.
So first and goal from the 25. In the backfield for the challengers, Cole Shields, standout linebacker. And it'll be kind of a nice change of pace back for the challengers. And he'll get the carry, gets some running room, gets nice blocking, gets the edge, runs down the sideline, touchdown, challengers.
So from 25 yards out, Cole Shields scores.
In for the touchdown.
And another good job of blocking and a nice bounce out to the outside by Cole Shields after he gets through the line of scrimmage. And just a great play by that Challengers football team to put another one on the board here in the first quarter.
Mason Hoffman set to kick.
Hoffman in to try the extra point. Uh-oh. And he kicked more of the tee than he did of the ball, it looked like that time.
Uh-oh. So the point after attempt by Hoffman, no good. 2:26 left to go in the first quarter of play. Challengers lead by a score of 27-0. Stick around. We've got more football action coming your way on TableRockSports.net.
Evergreen Bank.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
27-0 ball game. Mason Hoffman gets some pretty good depth on this kick. It's down to about the 12-yard line. Taking it is Alberto Gonzalez. He'll work it up to about the 19. So I got a little crossed up here on the replay last time. Let's show you that Shields run. Cole Shields, single set back behind Reed. Starts up the middle, gets some blocking, cuts out to the right, up the sideline, and he scores.
Yeah, nice cut out to the right where he kind of jump cut it out to the right, got around the edge, and once he got around the edge, no one's going to catch him.
Well, to show you the kind of depth that the Challengers have at running back, I think a lot of teams would be happy to have Shields as their starter. Shields came into the game with 78 yards rushing on the season, averaging about 5.5 a carry. Valuable member of the Challengers defense as a linebacker. 1st and 10 at the 19. Hayden Hicks.
Nice tackle that time by the Challengers. Ashton Moody and Bryson Jackson in there on the play for Cascade Christian. Loss of about a yard on the play.
So 2nd and long, and Jackson been one of those guys, one of those 10 Challenger seniors. He started it on opening week, and, he's been one of those guys, worked hard. He's put in his 3+ years of football. Now he's getting his opportunity to make a major contribution while his teammates are hurt.
Penalty flags on the play.
Delay a game on the offense.
So what has gone from a hill has gone to a mountain to climb for the Pirates as they are penalized here. That'll move it back to the 15-yard line. Trying to grind his way forward. Just tries to keep those legs pumping and pick up something. And Jair Ramirez, wearing 13 for the Pirates, gets a little bit of that penalty yardage back.
Looks like he got about 3 yards. And puts the Pirates back in the positive yards for the quarter area here. 3rd and long.
44 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play.
We haven't seen the Pirates try a pass play yet. Let's see if we see one here on 3rd and long.
Under center, the quarterback, Everhart, looking downfield. Had a couple of guys down that way, Shane Gordon, and also had Hayden Hicks, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Challengers with good coverage down the field, but even better pressure on the quarterback that time, and no time at all.
And that's what Gutman talked about before the game. Is you recognize by the formation the things that they want to do, and you just take it away from them.
Yep, and this Challengers defense has done that again tonight against the Phoenix Pirates, who've run a total of 9. This is their 10th play so far in this first half.
Kicking away, Sabota, and returned by the Challengers. Sample, for a moment there, looked like he might break something, but Jackson Selden there making the play for Phoenix. Challengers with a short field with 18 seconds left to go in the quarter. Challengers on a 1st and 10.
Yeah, and they've had great field position this entire half.
1st and 10 Challengers.
Well, it sure makes the offense's job easier as Keith Reed comes out for another series. Reed going to hand the ball to Ragu. Ragu has loads of running room inside, takes advantage of it, scampers toward the sideline, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown.
Cameron Ragu, the ball carrier, in for the touchdown.
41 yards on the scamper by Ragu, and once he cut back toward the, on the running lane, the play was designed to go to the left, and he cut it back to the right, and nobody out there but defensive backs, and he's able to outrun the posse and get in the end zone. So nice run by him. And now the Challengers up to almost 200 yards rushing here in the first quarter.
Well, you just look at the cuts that he makes. It just, he's a race car on legs.
He absolutely is, especially for his size and length of his stride and his ability to cut.
I'm sure that the kick good by the Challengers. I'm sure that there are times where Coach Mike Shawn, who's also our track coach, is thinking, I need to have a talk with this young man.
Yeah, no kidding.
34-0 left to go with 34-0 with 6 seconds left to go in the first quarter of play. Cascade Christian in front. We'll be back following these messages.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Kick by the Challengers. Gonzalez had a little bit of trouble with it, managed to get a body on it just in time. Reminding you, coming up at halftime for our Medford Parks and Rec halftime report, it will feature the homecoming ceremony for Cascade Christian High School. Yes, it is their homecoming night, so we'll get a chance to meet the homecoming court. And even though I'm there day in, day out, Mark, I have no idea who the king and queen are.
Oh, you should, Jim. Didn't you vote?
Well, voted early, voted often.
Did you vote Republican or Democrat? Oh, wait, it's the homecoming court. Sorry.
First and 10 from the 17. That's why they call it a secret ballot, Mark.
Oh, there you go.
First and 10 for the Pirates.
Jair Ramirez, the ball carrier.
And Ashton Moody in there again. Every time it seems like we're calling his name a lot tonight.
Well, he hasn't had a chance. He's getting a chance to now dish out what he's been taking all season.
Ramirez with a little 2-yard run there to end the quarter.
Horn sounds. That'll be the end of the first quarter of play. The Challengers out front by a score of 34-0. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we return, we'll have more Pirate and Challenger football action coming your way on Table Rock Sports.
What do you do when you get into a car accident and want to know your rights? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Back here at Lithia Driveway Field number 10, Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore. David Alvarez taking care of the camera for us this evening. And the Pirates find themselves in a second and long. Nice running play up the middle, and they've had some good plays along the way, including that one, Jair Ramirez. It just looks like with him, with that 180 pounds he's got on his frame, he's able to muscle out just a little bit more than some of the others have in the attack this evening.
Yeah, it's really true.
Challengers been tough defensively. I think the most they've ever given up in a game this season was the 10 they gave up to
49-10 last week.
North Valley. And I don't think the Knights felt like that was a very close game either.
Nope.
Montez rolling out to his left, trying to get away from the oncoming rush. They're making
Ashton Moody.
Oh my goodness. So he's gone from leading the offense and certainly leading the defense for tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice play by Ashton Moody on the edge as he gets a 7-yard sack against Phoenix, and that will put Phoenix now in 4th and 11. And the punt team comes on.
So that's the thing. I mean, once this Challenger squad gets healthy, they're going to be scary. Figure that Van Wart with the broken hand will be out for about 4 weeks. With the infection that Moses has right now, hopefully he won't be down long. Selden gets a very low lining kick away, gets
a decent roll,
a friendly bounce off of that, and Selden there. Challengers finding themselves with a short field, and I think kind of the original plan's gone out the window at this point with what Moody's doing defensively. And so far, Keith, I think the thing you have to think about with him is you can throw, but you don't want him throwing too much, but he doesn't have to, so they'll just stick with this.
Well, and the other thing is it's good to get him out there and get some reps. You know, Ashton's had all the reps so far this year.
Drew Hall in, split out wide to the right. The slot receiver on his hip is Christopher Freilich. Freilich will go in motion. This one gets away from the quarterback. Errant snap and a flag on the play.
False start on the Challengers, I think.
So that's just one of those places, and forget about that one.
Well, it looked like doomed from the beginning.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, the Challengers didn't seem to. It looked like half the kids didn't know what the play was, and then obviously the other half didn't know what the snap count was. So, let's try it again here. 1st and 15.
The pitch low and outside, way outside.
Yeah, the Bob Euchre, just a little outside.
And then for the Challengers, getting a carry with the football is Keith Reed. He may have had some problems with his elbow. There's certainly nothing wrong with his feet.
Picks up about 7 yards and gets the Challengers in 2nd now and 7.
And again, I'll just say he's one of those guys that, you see a long, lean, kind of country boy looking guy like him. You don't necessarily think of him as being fast, but I'll tell you what, whatever he's got, he makes it work.
Yeah, he's got some good wheels, and he makes the good decisions. And Coach Getman doesn't like the formation right now, so he's going to call timeout.
Timeout called on the field. That gives us an opportunity for a little bit of sponsorship recognition. Make sure that a visit to Tap Rock Northwest Bar and Grill on the banks of the Rogue River is included on your next trip to Grants Pass. First-class food and a new menu awaits you. The gem of the Thomason Hospitality Group, Tap Rock. Also a reminder, tickets are on sale right now for the Bedford Sports Hall of Fame induction banquet October 22nd at the Rogue Valley Country Club. Social hour at 5, dinner and awards shortly thereafter. Go to medfordparksfoundation.org and click on the events tab. 9:35 to go in the half.
It's a quick timeout there for Coach Gutman to get the troops organized and see if we can get Phoenix back out on the field. Been a quick first half so far, but the Challengers definitely dominating here, 34-0. midway. Well, actually, not even quite halfway through the second quarter here. Keith Reed getting some looks now at quarterback. And like you mentioned, some other guys, Drew Hall in the game at wide receiver.
Seeing his first action of the season.
And he's open.
Reed looking for Hall, and he hauls it in. And he brings it all the way down inside the 5-yard line, down to the 3.
Yeah, nice throw by Keith Reed there. Puts it where his receiver can get it. 40-yard completion from Hall, or to Hall, all the way down, as you mentioned, to the Phoenix 3-yard line.
Brought down at the 4-yard line. First down.
Ragu back into the challenger lineup. See all kinds of interesting stuff looking out here. Looks like we might have another one of those linemen in the backfield.
I suspect so.
It'll look like Daniel Nearing, maybe?
Looks like it.
So they'll hand it to Nearing. He's going to try to grind his way forward, but he gets held up at the line of scrimmage to bring up a 2nd and goal.
The problem is he can't block for himself.
And he will be one of the guys on the homecoming court. So we'll get a chance to see him at halftime. Yeah, it'll be a busy night for him, for Keith Reed, for Tristan Wallace. But Wallace not playing this evening, but. And now running with the football.
Nearing into the end zone from 4 yards out.
Touchdown, Challengers.
There's it into the end zone for the touchdown.
So a nice job by the offensive line that time. Opened up a little hole that Danny can get through, and he skates into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, here you go, Danny. Here's your moment of glory.
Exactly.
So Nearing there with the quarterback and takes the handoff and finds a path on the right side to score.
Extra point is good.
Extra point, good by Hoffman. 8:33 left to go in the half. The Challengers lead 41-0, and we'll be right back after these messages.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind, or discovering a place that feeds your hunger, where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore? So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s, or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Starting group.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Might have gotten Belichicked on that.
Might have.
The Challengers getting set to kick it away, leading 41-0 in the ball game. Nice deep kick. I tell you what, Hoffman's really starting to come into his own with his kickoffs.
Well, he's had practice, right? I mean, that always helps.
It certainly does. There with the return for the Pirates, Cody Martin.
Kickoff return by number 8, Cody Martin.
And the Pirates have good field position up at the 35-yard line. And we've got a block in the back, though, against Phoenix, so that's going to move them back and take away that good field position.
Holding against the Pirates.
Call goes against Phoenix. 8:25 to go in the half.
And they're trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do out there. There's a referee conference at about the 35-yard line. I think they're trying to figure out who's buying dinner. Or maybe it's dessert. It is kind of late.
Well, I've been thinking about questions that the broadcasting students can ask for our senior spotlights coming up, and among them, well, it was like Five Guys or In-N-Out?
Yeah, exactly.
Or Chick-fil-A.
So now they're saying it's a holding penalty against the challengers, which I'm not sure how that can happen on the kickoff coverage.
Because, if you think that through, why would anybody want to hold on a coverage?
I don't,
illegal block in the
none
back?
of that makes sense to me.
No.
Okay, so anyway, somehow there's a 10-yard penalty against the challengers. We'll just run with that.
Yeah.
And the Pirates now have a first down.
We'll just take a guess that it must have been something else, but the signal. Anyway, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. In motion is Hicks. Hand the ball off with the carry. Cody Martin, freshman, 5'11", 145 pounds. Ends up losing about 4 yards on the carry as he runs into this brick wall known as Jackson Turi.
Yeah, you don't want to run into him. That's not fun.
No.
And Phoenix from this pro set. 3 receivers this time to this side.
Dropping back, looking to throw in the pass.
Batted down.
Challenger defense. So you got to look at that. Was that nearing?
I think it was
knocked
nearing.
it down?
That knocked it down.
Of course, you Challenger fans, you know that this is a guy we'll see in basketball season, kind of that banger off the bench.
Yep. Comes in for a few minutes here and there to spell some of the other players and mix it up a little bit on the boards.
Pass complete to Selden. Selden gets across the 40-yard line up to the 42.
Pass complete to Jackson Selden.
Good job by the challengers of rallying to the ball.
Mason Hoffman helping Selden up.
They got about 5 yards. That's their first completion of the game.
Hunter Everhart, so we're seeing a little bit of him at quarter. It seems like he's kind of the passing quarterback, and then Montez is kind of more of the running quarterback.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to mix that up a little bit based on a little bit of what they're doing on offense, which has its pluses and minuses, if you know what I mean.
Carl Sabata kicks it away. Getting ready to take off and run with it. Tyler Almacy has a head of steam. He's up to the 40, the 30, down to the 20. Cuts it inside before he's brought down by Jackson Selden. That number 81 is a number we keep calling throughout the evening, and probably saved a touchdown against his team in doing so.
Yeah, nice punt return by Almacy for about 40 yards.
He's been having a little bit of groin trouble, and that was what put him on the sideline last week.
First down.
Right now we see Peyton Maurer wearing his jersey, but he's in shorts right now, suggesting they're going to
he's probably done for the night.
He's done for the night, yeah.
If he did play, I don't know that I necessarily saw him out there, so he might have had some lingering injury that they decided not to play him tonight.
Meanwhile, Keith Reed for the Challengers. Penetration in the backfield by the Pirates.
Yeah, good job by the Pirates of getting in the Challenger basket. And Keith Reed, a nice job to get something out of nothing as he picks up about a yard on that run.
Cody Martin with the stop there. Gain of 1 on the play. Bring up a 2nd down and 9 with 6:31 to go in the half. Sample, he has running room, takes it to the left, spins out of trouble, touchdown.
Yeah, give it to him 16 yards out for Sample on the fly sweep and another Challenger touchdown. So the Challenger offense obviously looking about everything they try is working here against the Pirates.
Show you the replay after the point after.
Mason Hoffman for the extra point.
Love that nice quick little spin there.
Yeah, great spin move by him. Shake off that tackler and get into the end zone.
Point after attempt by Hoffman. That one will sail into the parking lot. And the Challengers lead 48-0 with 6:23 left to go in the half.
Phoenix 0.
This will give us an opportunity to break away for sponsorship messages, and we'll be right back.
New phone? Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. It was great to have so many different options.
New and current customers can get any phone from any brand free, only at US Cellular.
New and current customers get any phone free at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Challengers getting set to kick it away. And again, another good kick for Mason Hoffman. This will kind of go down to about the 28-yard line. Scramble for the football.
And I think Phoenix got on it. Good heads-up play there by one of the Phoenix return guys to keep it for Phoenix. Because it was you had it. It was rolling around down there. How many of those have the Challengers got so far this season? Quite a few. Surprisingly more than they should, really,
right,
when you think about it.
Right, no, typically when you see a situation where you have these high pooch kicks, you're thinking, oh, we're going to get great field position out of this. But then the ball gets up in the air, and then you get guys who aren't used to handling the ball trying to do something with it.
Well, and you know, a football, when it's end over end like that and it hits the ground, it can go just about any direction from there.
Well, you remember back in the day, Andy Griffith had this whole comic routine about football and referred to it as a pumpkin. Montez, he's looking over there in the direction for Cody Martin.
Challengers with good coverage. Even if Martin catches that, I don't think he's going to get much out of it.
No.
Brody Sample over there, I think, on the coverage. Ragu out there, too. Actually, it looks like it was Wilson and Ragu. Correction there.
Well, and as much as we talk about that front seven, secondary for the Challengers.
A ton of speed.
Yes. Highly productive this year.
Ton of speed in that secondary.
Teams just don't try to throw much against them, and when they do, between the pass rush and the coverage, it's tough sledding. And talk about tough sledding. There's Brody Sample.
Brody Sample in the backfield again.
By number 10, Brody Sample. Lost back to the 20-yard line. Brings up third down.
So loss. They bring it up about a 3rd and 20.
Yeah, and Phoenix having trouble keeping those Challenger defenders out of the backfield. And you mentioned it, the pressure from the Challenger defense from that front seven. And it comes from different directions. Coach Sean does a really good job of disguising pressure and where he's going to bring it from. And because of that, is able to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Nice defensive play there by Christian Freilich.
Yes. Well, Selden back there, the intended target. And you just look all the way down as far as tackles are concerned. You got Shields up there, Van Wart productive up until his injury, Cameron Ragu, Jackson Turi, Luke Wilson, Christopher Freilich, Tyler Almacy. I mean, it's just all over the place. It's,
Well, athleticism and speed, you've got back there. And if you're going to, a lot of these guys have been playing that same defense now for quite some time. What a beautiful kick that one is.
Nice punt by the Pirates, and running away with it is Brody Sample. He has running room. 20, 10, 5. He outruns the posse, and it's a Challenger touchdown.
Brody Sample returns the punt for a touchdown.
55-yard punt return for a touchdown for Sample, and Challenger's right back on the board.
What a play there. Show off a little bit of David's camera work here. Off like a midnight train to Georgia.
There you go.
Mason
Hoffman going to come in for the point after. Reed the holder. End over end kick. Hoffman is sighted in, and it's good. It's a 55-0 ball game. 5:03 left to go in the half.
5:03 left in the second quarter.
Stick around. We've got more football coming, and then we've got the homecoming ceremonies coming up at halftime. That's all coming up right here on Table Rock Sports.
It's game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Alex Fianaka getting ready to kick it away. Ball bounces, and out of bounds it goes. Fianaka, a freshman, primarily toiling at the junior varsity level, but getting an opportunity here to get one away here late in the first half, and this one sails out of bounds, which will result in a penalty.
And result in the Phoenix Pirates getting the ball at the 35-yard line.
So some of the young guys getting in there, seeing some action. Looks like we got Derek Farmer in there, Mark.
Yep.
And I know you've said a lot of good things about him as a basketball player.
Looking forward to his season this year, playing with Austin Maurer and Peyton Maurer and Tristan Wallace and those guys from that championship basketball team of last year.
Everhard going to throw the football. Threads the needle there.
Complete to number 1, Shane Gordon.
He put that one right on target, threw it on a string, and Gordon makes the catch.
Yeah, nice throw by Everhart that time on a little slant route.
On the completion, that'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Phoenix. Everhart under center. Hicks in motion. I'll hand the ball and trying to burrow his way ahead. That's Gonzalez. He'll be a little bit short of the first down.
He gets about 3 yards on the play, though.
So that should bring up
3rd down and 2.
Okay.
A few different guys, it looks like, in there on the defensive line for the Challengers now as well.
Looks like we may have Hoffman up there.
Yep.
And trying to get there in the backfield is Farmer. Pass complete.
Complete to Sidney McQueen.
Sidney McQueen making the catch. First time we've called Sidney's number this evening, but he picks up a 1st down for the Phoenix Pirates.
First down of the half for the Pirates.
48-yard line. 1st down.
Zach Cook and Mason Hoffman quickly coming out of the Challenger lineup. A little swing pass, but there to quickly snuff it out, Cole Shields.
Yeah, nice job by Cole Shields of seeing that screen, identifying it, and just, I think, giving Ramirez all he wants on that one.
Well, Ramirez saying this guy has the face of a human but the body of a brick wall.
Yes, loss of 6 on the play. That Challenger defense flying to the football as they have all season. We've been very impressed with them so far this year as far as how they rally to the football. They haven't given up very many big plays this year, and they certainly are doing a good job of keeping things in front of them from a defensive standpoint.
Everhart picked off by Christopher Freilich. Freilich has the football. He's going to run to the far side of the field. He's got some blocking, but we have a flag on the play.
We have 3 flags. And that's coming back.
Well, I'm guessing there's not much question about that. The interception made by Freilich, but
I think
a whole lot of mess after that.
Yeah, a little bit of a blindside block there. That's one of those newer rules in football that even if you hit somebody above the waist, you can't hit them with your shoulder. You have to,
So there's a little bit of conversation going on. You can see one of the Challenger assistants down there talking with Derek Farmer.
Yeah, who was, I think, the guy who made the block. And it's one of those new rules. Back in the day when we played football in the 80s, you could block below the waist from outside. Right. And then they changed that rule about, 15 years ago, I think, to where you could only block above the waist, which, up until I think about 5 years ago, they changed the rule again where you cannot hit somebody, do a blindside block like you just saw there from Farmer. And so that's a rule now. And what I'm curious to see is what they're going to do here is if they're going to just, move the ball back. And they're going to make it they're calling it targeting, which it's not targeting. So then there's a personal foul penalty as also on Phoenix. So there's
the Challengers blindside block.
Like I said, a whole lot of mess after the interception.
So there's a 15-yard penalty against each team on that, and the ball's going to end up. I don't know why the Challengers are moving back because it's just going to come right back to where it was after the 2 15-yard penalties. At least I believe that's what they're going to do.
Maybe they check their Fitbits and they need to get a few more steps in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So now they're coming back with the 15-yard penalty the other direction. And we're going to end up right where we started. First down Challengers at about the, 37-yard line, it looks like, of Phoenix, with 2:39 to go here in the before the half.
And if I'm not mistaken, Mark, I think we see Caleb Scaglione in at quarterback.
Looks like it.
Ball is placed at the Challenger.
No, Keith's in there.
Oh, okay. No, I see.
Caleb's in at running back, I think.
Okay.
Looks like Scaglione's behind him at running back. So let's see what they do from this formation.
Little pitch play. Scaglione. And he gets out across the 40-yard line up to the 44. Stop made by Hicks. So it doesn't matter who the Challengers trot out there. They're productive.
Well, and you can see Scaglione's got some speed on him as he picks up about 8 yards going around the edge.
Well, I think that's one of the conversations that you have with some of the I know that there is a middle school quarterback I'm already hearing a lot of noise about. And then you got Farmer. Then you've got Scaglione. Now you got this play. Wow. What a display of wheels. Luke Wilson running up the sideline, spinning around, keeping his feet.
And then he gets a face mask on top of it.
Luke Wilson.
But there's a penalty flag back here at the 45.
Which is probably not a good sign for the offense.
And there's another penalty flag at the end of the play. So I think all of this is going to be a grand total of nothing. because there's a face mask at the end of the play, and there's probably a hold or a block in the back here at the 45. So I think this is going to come back to the original line of scrimmage. The penalties are going to offset, and we're going to play the down over, would be my guess after all that. So, you should have saved that, though. That was a heck of a run by Wilson.
Oh, man, I tell you what, showing off some of that speed that allows him to be a nice contributor as a sprinter in the Challenger track program. Penalties offset.
And we're going to try it all again from the Challenger 45.
Oh, man.
Well, anytime you change direction like that, like Wilson did, there tends to be that possibility for a block in the back. And
well, that's the thing. You got 11 guys out there, and, and somewhere along the line, something's going to get messed up somewhere, and such was the case. But anyway, a nice display, though, of athleticism and shiftiness by Luke Wilson. Today's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends from Pinnacle 365, fueling your adventure. Download the Peak Rewards app to earn free fountain drinks and coffee. Well, you would think we'd be in the coffee weather by now, Mark, but I just checked a little bit ago, maybe not 10 minutes ago, it was 80 degrees outside.
It's probably down to around 70 now, but still, where are we? We're in October. Doesn't seem like October yet, but here we are, and what a beautiful night for football for sure. And Challengers, usually by this time of the season, we're trying to decide if we need to set up our protective shelter up here to keep us dry.
Well, think about homecoming last year. You and Joel are up here calling the game between the Challengers and South Umpqua. We had tents everywhere, and turned out didn't need it a whole lot, but kind of a cold, dreary evening. I was up in Portland that night, and you know how Portland is this time of year. And carrying the football is Keith Reed.
Keith Reed on the keeper, stopped by number 42, Hayden Hicks.
And
a little extracurricular activity going on out there. Challengers do pick up the first down, though, I think. There's still some more discussion going on over here. Nope, there's a flag. Never mind, where's the flag? I don't see it.
On the Challengers.
But there's holding against the Challengers.
Sounds like Coach Robinson giving some instructions to his team to, sounds like I'm hearing keep your heads.
10 yards from the spot of the foul.
10-yard penalty against the Challengers, and we'll go back to second down. So now the Challengers starting to rack up some penalties here. Second down now and 14 maybe from the Challenger 34-yard line, it looks like.
A little bit ago, we just saw Zach Cook checking in the ball game. Mason Hoffman along the offensive line, also in Luke Ryder. Carry to the Challengers. That is Scaglione. He busts free, works his way into Pirate territory, down to the 39.
Brought down by Julian Montez.
Right up the middle for Scaglione for 28 yards.
Ball was placed at the 38-yard line, first down.
And a first down for the Challengers.
Reed taken down in the backfield. Eric Rangel on the stop for the Phoenix Pirates.
And a timeout.
Keith Reed brought down in the backfield by number 51, Eric Rangel. Timeout on the field.
Timeout called. We'll pause for messages and we'll be right back.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Fuel up for your race day adventures with Pinnacle 365. Hit for your early morning caffeine fix to help you get off to a good start and be rewarded with free motivation. Stay hydrated as you ride into Turn 2. And if fountain drinks are your thing, get your 6th free. Add Crunch to your lunch as you head into Turn 3. Fuel up for the remainder of the race with your Peak Rewards app and save at least 16 cents a gallon. Your daily journey to the winner's circle starts at Pinnacle 365.
Back here at Lithia and Driveway Field, we're moments away from the homecoming ceremony. And an intermission for the Challengers. Riding along on this one. Reed fakes the handoff, throws out in the left flat. Catch is made, scamper up the sideline.
Not sure who that was out there, are you? Oh, it's Derek Farmer.
So JV quarterback, those who throw also get the catch. Well, there's one thing for sure. If Reed had any rust,
we have another penalty, I think. Another hold on the Challengers. Jeez. They picked up like 4 penalties on the last 5 plays or something like that.
Part and parcel of the JV guys coming in, and a little amped up, and probably to a certain extent. You know, these guys are a little bit bigger than what we're used to.
Challenger 49-yard line. Second down.
I think we've been in second down for quite some time now.
Yeah. Reed. Pitch and catch out to Luke Wilson. Wilson's got running room. Slips a defender. He's going to run toward the sideline. And he does it again. I see no flags out there, Mark.
It's a miracle.
Touchdown Challengers.
51 yards on the catch and run by Luke Wilson. That's one way as a quarterback to pad your stats, right? 51-yard pass and catch.
Yep.
On a 3-yard throw.
Did you see him lose that defender?
Yeah, he is fast. He has got some wheels.
Mason Hoffman getting ready to attempt the point after. The kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is good.
27 seconds left to go. It's a 62-0 ball game. We'll be right back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Don't forget to hang out at halftime for the presentation of our homecoming court.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
Alex Fianaka. He will kick it away for Cascade Christian. And, you know, I forget that he's a former soccer player.
Oh, okay.
And shows some good skills with his right boot. Shane Gordon on the return for Phoenix. See a lot of those starters coming back in defensively for Cascade Christian. Well, realistically, probably looking at maybe just one more play, two at the most.
Remember, when you have a JV game, you have to watch the quarters.
Right.
So I would imagine the Challengers have a JV game coming up. And so that makes it a little tricky with your players and the amount of quarters they can play. So
Derek Farmer going to come in to the ball game. So will Drew Hall.
Drew Hall looks like he's going to come and play one of the corner spots. And they're leaving Ragu and Luke Wilson in as those deep safeties.
Dropping back, throwing, pass complete from Everhard to... That is complete to Cody Martin.
Full shields on the stop.
A nice pickup for the Pirates there, about 6 yards on the play.
Timeout Pirates. You know, they want to run a few more plays here before half. You got those timeouts, you might as well use them.
Well, I remember a story. You may remember Mark Perry, our principal from a few years back. Back in the day, he coached up at Portland Christian, and he remembered a particular game where pretty much everything was the fullback dive.
Yes.
In that game, and it was a type of ball game where his team was getting slaughtered, and he was trying to think of all these things he could say to the guys to keep them from feeling so down. And finally, they just looked at him and said, "Coach, we just want to play football."
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. This is where, you know, these guys on this Phoenix team get an opportunity because maybe they learn something here they can
use in the future.
Yep. Everhart out of the shotgun. Dropping, looking to throw, and nearly picking it off for Cascade.
Everhart's pass broken up.
Back there is Cole Shields. That'll take us down to 6 seconds left to go in the half.
Should give them enough time for one more play here on 3rd and about 4.
Split out wide to the left. Shane Gordon. Wide to the right, Jackson Selden. Pressure coming. Everhart trying to escape out of it. Ball's loose on the turf, but he was already down. And that will end the first half of play.
Bryson Jackson and Liam Benatti in on the sack. That brings us to the end of the first half.
So that'll bring us to the end of the first half, where the Cascade Christian Challengers lead in the ball game by a score of 62-0. We'll go ahead and take a timeout, and when we return, we'll have the Medford Parks and Rec halftime report featuring the Cascade Christian High School homecoming following these messages.
What do you do when you get into a car accident and want to know your rights? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to LetUsFightForYou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
The daughter of Robert and Alyssa Van Landingham. She lives in Medford and attends Lozier Lane Baptist. Her volunteer work has included working as an assistant coach at a Rogue Valley Timbers soccer camp and serving as an assistant coach for a 4th grade volleyball team. Eliana has competed for 4 years in girls soccer at Cascade as well as track and field. Her hobbies include shopping, sleeping, watching sunsets, hiking, and traveling. She is undecided concerning her plans for after high school. Eliana Van Landingham. Keith is the son of Gary and Jessica Reed. He lives in Central Point and attends Bear Creek Church. His activities have included working as a Pop Warner football referee. Keith has competed for 4 years in football and baseball and 1 in basketball. His hobbies include hunting, working on trucks, lawn mowing, and landscaping. A fun fact about Keith is he likes to race sea otters. After high school, he plans to either attend George Fox University or trade school. Keith Reed. Next are Melanie Valencia and Jack LaValle. Melanie is the daughter of Erica and Myra Valencia. She lives in Central Point and attends Community Bible Church. Melanie has done volunteer work with the Salvation Army, the Cascade Christian Auction, plus several Sparrow events, and keeping wrestling stats. She has been a Cascade cheerleader for 3 years. Melanie's hobbies include painting, dancing, babysitting her cousins, and doing a podcast with Madison Moore and Sarah Martin. A fun fact about her is that when she was around the ages of 2 and 3, she would start her mornings with, "In my dreams I," or "Do you remember my dream?" After high school, Melanie plans to attend barbering school and open a shop with her younger brother. She also plans to take anatomy and kinesiology. Melanie Valencia. Jack is the son of George and Angie LaValle, and they live in Medford. He attends Sacred Heart Catholic Church. Jack has performed with Teenage Musical Theater of Oregon for 3 years. He's done 3 years of band, and he's been active in his youth group. At Cascade, Jack has played 2 years of football, 2 of basketball, and 1 season of track and field. Other interests include illustrating, playing video games with friends, working to get his own car, and writing stories and scripts. After high school, Jack plans to either major in mechanical engineering or going into the mechanics trade. A fun fact about Jack is that he is a certified open water scuba diver as of September. Jack LaValle. Next are Madison Moore and Daniel Nearing. Madison is the daughter of Darren and Angela Moore, and they live in Central Point. She attends First Baptist Church. Madison's activities have included volunteering at Salvation Army, taking stats for wrestling, volunteering at the Southern Oregon Speedway, and helping victims of the 2020 wildfires. While attending Cascade, Madison was a cheerleader for 3 years. A fun fact about Madison is she used to have a hot pink mermaid's tail. Among her favorite activities are filming a podcast, babysitting, cooking, weightlifting, and traveling with her friends. After high school, Madison plans to attend college to earn a business degree and attend beauty school. Madison Moore. Daniel's the son of Kevin and Marcia Nearing. They live in Central Point and attend Table Rock Fellowship. Daniel's activities include leading summer youth football camps. While attending Cascade Christian, Daniel played football and basketball all through high school. A fun fact about Daniel is that he has a double-jointed pinky. In his spare time, he enjoys water sports and snowmobiling. After high school, he plans to attend George Fox University to major in business management and play football. Daniel Nearing. Next are Lainey Pearson and Tristan Wallace. Lainey is the daughter of Andrew and Lori Pearson. They live in Medford and attend Applegate Christian Fellowship. Lainey has been involved in 4-H for 4 years, working with horses. At Cascade Christian, she's competed in basketball and track and field for 4 years and has played 3 seasons of volleyball. Lainey's interests include hiking, camping, reading, and napping, and she works at the Human Bean. A fun fact about her is she can do a cartwheel. After high school, Lainey plans to attend George Fox University and major in nursing. Lainey Pearson. Tristan is the son of Corby and Jolene Wallace of Medford. He attends Athey Creek Fellowship. Tristan's activities include watching volleyball games in the student section. While attending Cascade, he has played football, basketball, and baseball. His interests include hanging out with friends, listening to music, and working out. A fun fact about Tristan is he broke his elbow in kindergarten. After high school, he plans to attend college and play baseball. Tristan Wallace. Our final 2 seniors are Autumn Murray and Liam Bonatti. Autumn is the daughter of Jared and Jennifer Murray of Jacksonville. She attends Edgewater Fellowship. She has worked as a camp counselor. Autumn has competed in soccer and track all throughout high school. Autumn enjoys backpacking, surfing, and skiing. Her fun fact is that she can jump super far. Next year, Autumn plans to further her education to become a nurse practitioner. Autumn Murray. Liam is the son of Willem and Stephanie Bonatti. They live in Medford and attend Bethel Church. His activities include attending volleyball and basketball games. In high school, Liam has played football and baseball all throughout high school. For other activities, he has officiated Pop Warner football and likes to hang out with his friends and listen to music. A fun fact about Liam is he is African. After high school, he intends to attend college. Liam Bonatti. And now, the Cascade Christian High School homecoming king and queen are Ellie Van Landingham and Keith Reed. Congratulations, Ellie and Keith.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
You do when you get into a car accident and want to know your rights? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Today's halftime report is brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. The Fall Recreation Guide is out. Did you know it's full of classes and activities for our friends 55 and older? Visit playmedford.com or call 774-2400 to find out more. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Cascade Christian High School homecoming court for 2022. The King and Queen, Keith Reed, Challengers quarterback, and his girlfriend, who's a star on the soccer team, Allie Van Landingham.
Well, there you go. The mystery of the night solved. Jim, nice job with all the announcing on that. And I'm always amazed that I can jump really far and some of the things that are on the list of activities that the kids do.
Oh, my goodness.
I think there's some tongue-in-cheek in there a little bit. Just guessing, but...
Well, you know what's funny about Autumn Murray as far as the jumping really far goes? She's our champion long jumper.
Well, there you go.
And
so there's some truth to that somewhere in there.
Yes. Well, you know what's one of the cool things, and not necessarily looking to make it a commercial for Cascade Christian, but one of the things I think that is cool, one of the advantages I think to going to a smaller school is opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And kids often, I would say the percentage of kids participating in athletics is unusually high because they know if they go out for the team, they're going to get a chance to play.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing tonight. I think in the second half we're going to see even more of that with the different challenger kids getting into this ball game. We didn't do stats at halftime. It's 62-0. I mean, the stats are representative of the score. The Challengers have around 400 yards of offense in that first half, and obviously Phoenix doesn't have very many yards. They only ended up with 1 first down in the first half. So not a lot to talk about there, just pretty obvious as to what has been happening. And, it's a little bit, I'm sure it's a little bit disheartening for the Phoenix crowd and the team out there but they're getting ready for the second half. You got to admire that. As you said earlier, they get a chance to come out here and play some football. And the Challengers, I'm sure, in the second half will, play some of the other kids and hopefully we'll get a good second half in here for both teams.
Well, it's one of those things that you get better by playing teams that are better than you.
Yeah, that's absolutely
and
true.
You can kind of, and I know helping out with the boys soccer program at Cascade for a couple of years, go up and get thrashed by a team like Oregon Episcopal and say, well, okay, guys, you want to know what a championship soccer team looks like? That is a championship soccer team. And if we want to play at that level, there's work to be done to get us to that place in terms of dedication of time. And one of the things you have to appreciate about this Challenger team and the success, you could go in and mail it in, and I'm sure that there are times where it's just tempting to slack off a little bit, but you got an opponent out there, and I think, respect your opponent by going out and preparing your best, knowing that that's what they're going to give you.
Yep, every time. And the thing about it I love to see, too, is don't forget how much effort that this Cascade team has put in over the years. Coach mentioned it in the pregame interview, talked about how, he's got 10 juniors and 10 seniors that have been in this program, and the program is quite extensive. It's not just what you see on the football field on Friday night, or even just what you see practicing during the football season. These guys are in the weight room all summer. Everybody that's on this team pretty much is in the weight room all summer. They go to weights before school every day during football season. There's commitments in the summer. They do 7-on-7 camps. They do a big football camp over at North Bend every year. So there's a lot of work that goes into having a successful football program like the Challengers have, and when you have the Phoenix situation where we've seen multiple coaches over the years, you don't build that culture, and you have to build it from the bottom up. And there's a lot of younger kids out there for Phoenix, and I'm sure they're going to get better, like you said, by playing better teams. But it doesn't happen overnight. It really doesn't.
No, well, and then you look at some of the events of the last couple of years that have affected our community, and then you add the additional adversity of the wildfires over in Phoenix. It's like they've got, that mountain that they're looking to climb is a pretty steep one.
Yep.
So credit has to be given even for putting a team out there. And this is one of those occasions where I'd say a team dropping down in classifications while they rebuild, in the case of a Phoenix Pirates, is a good path to take to allow them, in terms of their enrollment, that the enrollment's there to be a 4A program. And, you build that culture, you get a coaching staff in place and keep it there and really nurture it, that there is future possibilities for them. We'll take a timeout right now. The Medford Parks and Recreation Department invites you to discover all the great classes, field trips, activities, and sports leagues for the fall activities coming up. Visit playmedford.com to find something for everyone in the family. We'll pause for messages, and then we'll get you ready for the start of the second half. The Pirates and the Challengers squaring off here on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
We're moments away from the start of the second half. This halftime report brought to you by PlayMedford.com, where you can learn more about Discovery Preschool for 3-year-olds and day camps for the older kids. Registration for fall is happening now. Sign up at PlayMedford.com or call the Santos Center at 774-2400 to get started. Getting ready to go here for the start of the second half. Looking for a fast pace here for the remainder of the football game.
We will be having the running clock here in the second half, so that'll make it go a bit faster.
And then next week, the Challengers go on the road against Lakeview.
Yeah, that will be. I think that'll be a little bit of a. Anytime you have to go to Lakeview, it's always a little bit of a challenge to get everybody over there, get everybody ready to go, warmed up. We've seen a few Challenger teams have some slow starts, let's just say, over in Lakeview. It's a tough place to play.
Yes, it is. Long trip over there, but we'll have coverage for that game for you right here on TableRockSports.net. And that occasion gives me an opportunity to remind you that it is our regional sponsors that help make this possible, including Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less, John L. Scott Real Estate, and Travel Medford, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission. Great partners in keeping high school athletics streaming for you. Challengers getting ready to kick it away for the start of the second half.
Quick score update from over at Spiegelberg. North Medford leading Roseburg 28-0 in the third quarter.
Wow. They've had a really interesting season.
They have. They started out very slow, but they seem to be gaining some momentum here, of late anyway.
Pugliano brothers really turning it on for North Medford. And South Medford has been pretty solid throughout the duration of the campaign. Here, the Challengers looking to run their record now to 6-0 on the season. Alex Fianaka getting ready to kick it away. Say a lot of fresh jerseys out there for Cascade Christian.
Well, here's an interesting score in the third quarter. St. Mary's 13, Douglas 6. So that one also going on right now at the moment.
Little fake reverse action there for the Pirates. The return gives them pretty good field position here.
So
Cody Martin carrying the football for Phoenix. Ball will be set at the just outside the 30-yard line.
Yep, Phoenix with the football to start the third quarter here. We see most of the starting guys, it looks like, in there on defense for the Challengers. As we mentioned, usually that has to happen through at least part of the third quarter due to the quarter limitations that guys can play in a week.
Pirates on first down. Not much they could get out of that play. As a matter of fact, they'll end up losing about a yard to bring up a second down and 11.
Short loss on the play. Loss of 1. Second down and 11.
But as Mark mentioned, see a number of the starters out there for Cascade Christian. Out at one corner is Christopher Freilich. Second down, Everhart going to go to the air, and it is picked off, and taking it to the house.
Drew Hall.
Drew Hall.
Interception by number 11, Drew Hall. Returns it for a score.
Yep. And that's the way the scoring starts in the third quarter for the Challenger. 35-yard interception return for Drew Hall.
Well, welcome to football, Drew. Just stepped right in front of it. Nothing but green ahead of him. And now it's a 68-0 ball game. Mason Hoffman going to attempt the point after. The kick is up. And it is good. 9:37 left to go in the third quarter of play. Challengers lead 69-0. We'll be right back after these messages.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Taking the carry on the return off the hand from Cody Martin. It is Alberto Gonzalez. And Drew Hall. Well, this is a nice debut for the young man.
Yeah, his first touchdown. And
transfer from South Medford. Standout as a freshman basketball player.
Yes.
Now a sophomore, and
I always enjoy seeing kids play maybe sports that they haven't played before. I don't think he played football at South Medford, so getting an opportunity to play football here for the Challengers, always fun to see kids play different sports.
Well, the cool thing is coaches like Brian Morse encourage it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, we it's a small school. You have to share athletes. That's just part of the deal, and it's fun. And there's other good reasons for it too. I mean, like I said, the football team's in the weight room all the time.
Right.
It makes the kids stronger for basketball. You know, there's lots of good reasons.
Right. Well, like you said, there's some sharing. You were talking about the work they put in during the summer. That's all while American Legion baseball's going on.
Yep.
And you've got, I know there's been some fall league stuff, open gyms for basketball. But, well, one thing, it keeps them in shape. Would you rather have them doing that or sitting at home on the couch?
Exactly. Keeps them in shape, gets them in the weight room. There's a lot of good reasons to do multiple sports.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Good effort there on the run by Cody Martin as he picks up a Phoenix first down.
Yep, gets a 3-yard gain and a first down.
So Phoenix getting some movement here, and again, kind of a rearrangement of the shuffling of the Challenger roster a little bit. Matthew Moses and Brendan Van Wart on the shelf for a period of time. Keith Reed getting back into action.
Yeah, and looks like we saw Tristan looking like he's moving better. So,
and a near interception right there, making a good play from his corner spot. There's that number 11 again, Drew Hall.
Yep, he makes cuts right in front of the receiver and almost picked that one again.
Well, you can certainly see the quickness there.
You'll be seeing a lot of that come basketball season.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, you know. We see a lot of accomplishment by the football team thus far in the season, but to me, it's going to be downright scary what the Challengers will have for basketball this year.
Yeah, it's... You know, we did lose Cody Reese, but everyone else is back plus a few additions. So it's going to be very good.
Cody Martin.
First hit by Ashton Moody.
And it brings up a 3rd down 11. Ashton Moody. Whatever tackles he didn't have as a result of not playing on defense, he is.
He's catching up.
Yes, he is.
He's having a night tonight. Every time we call a name, it seems like it's his.
Well, and he's not an especially big guy at about 165 pounds, but like a lot of these challengers, he makes up for it with smarts, technique, and some athleticism. 3rd down and 10. Montez going to throw the football, and it's nearly picked off.
Luke Wilson again out there this time.
Pass intended for number 6.
So Challenger secondary doing a good job of reading those passes.
Bring up 4th down.
Saw a little bit of Zach Cook out there on defense for the Challengers, playing defensive line.
Yes, not to be confused, we had Zach McKenzie Cook on the team last year. He graduated, one of those 6 seniors we had on last year's team. And then Zach Cook, early on in high school here, and plays a lot of JV football, now getting some varsity opportunities now as the Pirates get set to kick it away. Wilson thought about it for a second and thought, nah, maybe not.
He wanted to run with that, let me tell you. You could tell. But he dropped it, and then he just kind of had to cover it up.
Yeah, he was thinking, that walk of shame back to the sideline would not be a fun one if things went astray. So he did the smart thing.
Yeah, let's just cover up the football and move on.
So along the offensive line, we see Mason Hoffman in there. Zach Cook is in there as well. I think I still see Bryson Jackson out there. Luke Ryder.
Looks like Zach Cook's at center.
Well, Nearing's a senior, and that's where if they're going to lose the most is right along that O-line.
Yes, there's a lot of seniors on that line.
On first down, scampering with the football, taking off and running with it. That is Farmer. Farmer cuts it to the inside, works his way down to the 30-yard line. Is there anybody on this team who can't run?
I don't know, but that's a 30-yard carry by Farmer. Boy, oh boy, he's quick. You can see that.
Oh, look who's in.
There you go.
He's here. And, talk with Coach about that. We'll see if it comes to fruition.
The best 2 minutes in sports, you mean? Is that what I heard?
Yeah. Yes. Maybe looking for a possible fly sweep here momentarily. Tell you a little story about that after this play. Pass complete. Dylan Westlake making the catch. A little shake and bake there, and he's not a big guy, but you can see there he's got moves. But Kellen Klecker, freshman, he was a freshman a couple years ago, and they tried to get him to do a fly sweep. He looked over at the coach. He shook his head. No. It's like, Kellen, we're lobbying for you here.
Come on. You can do it.
Well, he's an upperclassman now. He can handle it. Now Farmer in at quarterback, and he takes it to the outside. Selden trying to chase him down, and he'll work it down to the 15. Farmer was banged up for a little bit for Cascade, so it's good to see him back in there. But, yeah, Kellen Klecker into the ball game for Cascade Christian. Also in is Briley Richardson wearing number 3. Farmer fakes the run. Pass out to Westlake. He'll work it down to the 10-yard line.
Real close to a first down.
Wyatt Dean there for the tackle. Bring up a third, and I think probably you could probably put a frozen turkey in between, his about the distance to the first down. Farmer quarterback. Looks like we got Scaglione in as the tailback. They'll throw it out in the flat. Catch made. Picking up first down yardage and more. I believe that might have been Dylan Westlake.
That's 3 in a row to Westlake.
And you talk about basketball players, he's another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
May not look the part, about 5'8", 135, but made his bones last year as a defensive pest.
Oh, quick as lightning, too.
And he can jump.
Oh, yeah.
Trips to the right. We'll hand the football off.
Scaglione. I think he got a yard, maybe.
So we'll get that down to probably about the 2.
Scaglione with a short gain. Shane Gordon in on the stop.
So that'll bring up a second down and goal to go. Shane Gordon making the play for Phoenix. Running with the football. My goodness, that kid's quick.
Yes.
Derek Farmer.
Derek Farmer with the touchdown from 4 yards out. 3 yards out, actually. And the Challengers back on the board.
So we'll show that for you. Hey, just look at this quickness of this guy. I mean, everything he does is one speed. fast.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be a good basketball player as well. I've had him in the summer, and he's a very good basketball player as well.
Oh, the challengers.
No good.
They go for two.
Well, no, it was a bad snap, and Keith just picked it up and tried to run for it. Didn't get it.
Nice try. That takes us to the end of the third quarter. Cascade Christian leading in this one, 75-0. We'll be taking a timeout and be back with more here on TableRockSports.net.
New phone?
Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. It was great to have so many different options.
New and current customers can get any phone from any brand free, only at US Cellular.
New and current customers get any phone free at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Getman out there directing traffic on the kickoff team.
John Freilich and Mr. Andrew Getman.
Yep.
Like, get out there. All right. Cascade Christian getting set to kick it away. And all young guys out there. Coach Getman with a little extra care and handling.
Make sure that he counts them. Get the right number out there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice kick.
Fianaka has done a really nice job this evening.
Yeah, he drives that ball instead of Mason tends to kick it up in the air. He tends to drive the football, so they're pretty much opposite kickers.
So coming out defensively for the challengers, we've got Ezra Padilla wearing 27 of the ball game. Bryson Jackson there along with Zach Cook. Number 50 is Luke Ryder. Drew Hall continuing to see snaps in the secondary. Jack Nips, who mostly does his work on the offensive side of the ball, is going to get some time on defense this evening.
I think I saw Mason Hoffman out there.
Yeah, he's kind of in a swing role between the linebacker position.
Line, yeah. He's been playing both tonight, I think. And the fourth quarter begins with the ball on the 20 for Phoenix.
On first down, Montez looking downfield, and Drew Hall picks it off.
Drew Hall on the interception.
Yeah, I don't think that's a guy you want to test. He's a good cover guy. He's a good defensive player as well on the basketball court, and he noticed how he stayed right with that receiver and was just able to jump up in front of him and pick it up.
Also see in the ball game, checking in is Eli Young, sophomore. Carson Willard wearing number 9 in the ball game.
And then we've got Scaglione now back at quarterback, it looks like.
Caleb Parker in as a slot receiver to the left side of the field. Padilla with it. Slips a tackle.
Dropped the football, and Phoenix got it.
Ezra Padilla was the ball carrier. Fumble recovered.
So he'll cough it up. And Phoenix gets another opportunity here late in the ball game. And I think they would just as soon not see the challengers drop 82 on them.
Oh, I'm sure that's true.
We're kind of thinking back, at least during the course of our time of covering Challenger football, the most points that Cascade Christian ever scored in a football game, playoff game against Warrenton, 82-8. Back during Brandon Grissom's senior year. Yeah, a little bit of disorganization here.
I think both teams trying to get different people in the football game, so they're going to take a timeout.
So they will take a timeout on the field. Also see checking into the ball game, making his first appearance will be Jaden Dykes wearing number 33. So it's just that on the point where somewhere off in the distance we hear Dandy Don Meredith singing "Turn Out the Lights, the Party's Over."
I think that was sung at halftime, actually, Jim. It's been one of those nights for the Phoenix Pirates as the Challengers just considerably better on the football field tonight, and we mentioned the amount of time and effort that the Challengers put into the program. It's really good to see.
For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, and business needs. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and our communities. When you hear that crash, think Bill's Glass.
Somehow it's still the Challengers football, so I haven't figured this out. I guess
they kept the possession. Yeah.
I guess somehow the Challengers got the football.
All right. Noah Harrington also into the ball game.
So they're going to continue to run plays, it looks like.
Parker in motion. And they'll hand the ball to Padilla. Padilla hangs on to it this time. And he gets down to brought down, looks like about the 27-yard line. So nice pickup of about 4 or 5 yards on the play. And actually where they spot it, that will give the Challengers a first down as they give them the 26.
And so now we're seeing all kinds of different guys in there for the Challengers.
Yeah, also see in there.
Scaglione keeps the football. Runs for close to 10 yards. He's still on his feet. Struggling forward. And gets about 13, 14 yards out of the carry.
Young checking into the Challenger lineup. Coming off will be Jaden Dykes.
Over 300 yards on the ground tonight for the Challengers. Almost 200 through the air.
The shotgun, going to look to throw it over the flat.
And he puts his knee down. So he put his knee down to catch the football, and unfortunately, you're down at the spot you catch it when you do that. Oh, they called it incomplete. So
Caleb Parker, youngest of the Parker brothers, his oldest brother Brandon, ran cross country, played soccer, tennis for Cascade Christian, wrestled too. And then his next oldest brother, Jonah, is a part of the Cascade Christian ASB, or student government team. Hand it to Padilla. Padilla has running room. He gets across the goal line and he scores.
So 14-yard touchdown for Padilla.
And for Ezra Padilla, I am certain that is his first varsity touchdown.
Oh, good for him. It'll be on homecoming night. He'll remember that.
Absolutely. Ezra Padilla, 5'5", 140-pound sophomore wrestler. And
well, those wrestlers usually have great leverage.
Yes.
And are hard to bring down.
Well, like they always used to tell Zach Fralick back in the day, the low man always wins.
Yep.
For Hoffman, the kick is up, and it is good. So the Challengers put 82 points on the board tonight. And they lead Phoenix 82-0. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back with more right here on TableRockSports.net.
Yeah.
What do you do when you get into a car accident and want to know your rights? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Challengers kick it away. Taking it for the Pirates. And running upfield up. And actually that was Hayden Hicks with the return.
And Phoenix back on offense with the ball at the 22-yard line. And again, the Challengers lead this one 82-0.
See Dylan Westlake in at one corner.
22-yard line.
Over at the other corner, Christopher Freilich.
1st and 10 Pirates.
Christopher, a junior, but a low-mileage junior. Hand the ball to Hicks, but even before he gets to the line of scrimmage, Challengers stand him up.
And push him back.
Derek Farmer there, and Ezra Padilla making the play.
Second down from the 21.
Second down and 11, 5:46 left to go. To the best of our knowledge, the Challengers have at least equaled their scoring record. Montez going to run with it. Gets some pursuit there, but gets away. He'll cut it back toward the middle, up across the 25-yard line, up to the 30.
Yeah, nice run that time by Montez.
Outran Jack Nips. Zach Cook making the tackle.
Third down, 2 to go.
See another Challenger substitution into the ball game. And some of these we don't have numbers for on our OSAA roster.
Update from Douglas High School. St. Mary's now 19-8 in the fourth quarter over Douglas.
Timeout called on the field. 4:41 left to go in the ball game. We'll pause for messages and be right back.
Dear Dad, today was hard. You know how much I love you, and you know how much I love sports. I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love to play, and I love my team. I want us both to enjoy the game, win or lose. But we can't if you always lose your temper. I hope you can cheer for me and the other players. It's about more than just the score. It's about us all enjoying the experience. I hope you can join me for my next game. I really want you to be there. Love, Katie.
Montez with a carry. He picks up a first down for the Phoenix Pirates. 4:24 left to go. A timeout called on the field as it looks like we have a man down for Phoenix. And then I think we'll just use that opportunity to take a quick timeout.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Taking off the field was Montez, the quarterback. And then
there's a face mask against the Challengers.
Face mask against the Challengers.
Clock continuing to run with 3:30 and counting to go. So they'll walk this penalty off.
15 yards from the end of the run brings the ball back to the...
This will take the ball up to the 44-yard line of Cascade Christian. Everhart with it, outrunning pressure. He's going to try to get to the edge. But getting there quickly, once again, is Luke Wilson.
Hunter Everhart on the keeper.
He actually lost a yard on that one. Good pursuit by Wilson. Just shows you how fast he is, too.
Yeah. Well, I think he's gotten faster over the summer, if you can believe that.
2nd and 11 from the Challenger 45.
So 2nd and 11.
St. Mary's just scored to make it 25-8 over Douglas now in the 4th quarter.
Everhart looking in the direction for Sidney McQueen, who had a catch earlier in the ball game. That one, though, falls incomplete. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 11. A lot of neon in the house this evening.
Just a lot of fans here tonight. It's good to see on homecoming the stands pretty full.
Yeah.
A lot of alumni back visiting.
Yeah, I think I see Reese Barney in the house this evening, along with Austin Waits. A couple of graduates from last year. Everhart, with discretion being the better part of valor.
Sees
little hook slide there.
Yeah, sees 3 challengers headed his direction and says, well, that's probably enough.
Yeah.
Loss of 3 on the play.
As it is now with Montez injured and being tended to, the Pirate ranks a little thin at quarterback right now. 1:04 left to go in the ball game. Everhart dropping back, looking to throw, and it is picked off. Running it back and taking a knee is Christopher Freilich. Freilich says, yeah, got the pick, and
I don't need to do that, and I'm glad he did that. That was a very good choice right there by him.
Yeah. Well, it even looked like Coach Robinson acknowledged that and give him a little pat on the back there on the far sideline.
And I don't think the Challengers are going to run another play. I think this is going to be the end of the football game as they're starting to line up to shake hands. So that's your final score. Challengers win it 82-0.
Cascade Christian raising their record to 6-0 on the season. A game I don't think was ever really, even before the game, I don't think there was any question about the result. It was just going to be a matter of who was going to make the plays and do what this evening. And really, I think we'll just kind of quickly transition here into our Know Your Role post-game show here on Taylor Rock's sports.net. And I guess our hats off to, a lot of different there were opportunities for different players to step up. One of the guys that I really was impressed with defensively was Ashton Moody, who hadn't really seen many snaps, if any, coming into tonight.
No, he really hadn't, and we remember, as you mentioned, his role last year as one of the stellar linebackers for that Challenger defense, and it's good to see him get back in that role and have that opportunity again to play some defense. And you mentioned depth. It's just good to see this Challenger team have that depth. Keith Reed got some snaps at quarterback tonight. I'm sure he's feeling a lot better about that part of his game as the Challengers start to sort of ramp up their schedule. We mentioned it. They play Lakeview next week at Lakeview, which is a difficult place to play, and they play a team that is probably going to be 3-3, I think, in league next week over in Lakeview, and one of the better teams that the Challengers have seen so far. So they have that game followed by St. Mary's here. It will be a St. Mary's home game, but it'll be here at USL. And St. Mary's, I think, probably a little bit better than Lakeview. Mm-hmm. And then they roll into that South Umpqua game that, if the Challengers take care of business the way they should, that should be a league championship game right before they head into the playoffs. So everything's kind of lining up for this team so far. Now they just need to get healthy, as Coach Getman mentioned in the pregame interview. Get all their guys healthy and get ready for the sort of the stretch run here as they get toward the end of the season. Just a few stats tonight. Challengers ran for over 300 yards, passed for 175 on the night. Defensively, they held Phoenix to, just a couple of first downs and really, only about 25 yards of offense for the Phoenix Pirates. So the Challengers with the normal defensive stellar presence that they've had all season long. Really, teams have not been able to move the football against that Challenger defense, and that continued tonight. I think the highlight of the game tonight was the homecoming. Mm-hmm. And you did a great job announcing, and nice to see Keith Reed, one of my former basketball players, be the homecoming king. So congratulations to Keith. Congratulations to the Challengers for winning another game, and pressing forward toward the ultimate goal of finish the season undefeated in league and move on to the playoffs.
Well, the Challenger, you talk about their defense. Coming into the game, they've only allowed 22 in 5 games, and, well, now it's 22 in 6 games. That means you're holding your opponent under 4 points a game. Now, we know that that's probably not realistically going to hold up for the rest of the year. As you say, they'll kind of work in ascending order, at least based on how the season's going so far. But another great defensive effort. And a good all-the-way-around effort. We see some guys who really stand out when they get their opportunities, but the nice thing is, right down to little Ezra Padilla getting his first varsity touchdown, the pick 6 by Drew Hall,
yep,
and his varsity football debut. So you go right down the line. There's a lot of different guys that you can give attaboys to for their performance tonight.
Well, and Drew Hall is going to play that role like if you remember Cody Reese that one year he played football, where you just say, okay, we're going to take your best receiver away and we're going to stick our best corner on your receiver. That's the role that you're going to see Drew Hall as we go into the playoffs. He's going to be that guy that if some other team has a really good receiver, you're just going to see him go one-on-one against that receiver.
Because what is he, about 6'3"?
6'2", 6'3", and
he's got the speed to go along with it.
He can run. So he's a guy that you can do that with. So if we get to a team later on here in the schedule that has one specific receiver that the Challengers want to take away, you'll see that. I think Drew Hall come to play for that game to take that person away from the other team.
Well, I'd like to thank you for watching today's broadcast. We thank Cascade Christian Athletic Director Nate Maben for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net and today's broadcast. Also, our special thanks to head coaches John Getman and Michael Robinson II. Our next Table Rock Sports production featuring the Challengers will be next Friday night as they make the long trek over to Lakeview out in the high desert country. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard is the Cascade Christian Challengers 82, Phoenix nothing. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. With Mark McLemore and David Alvarez, I'm Jim McCoy saying thanks for watching and good night from Lithia and Driveway Field in Medford, Oregon.